Welcome to On The Bit, your weekly preview of this weekend's racing. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Very good, Dave. Looking forward to this weekend's racing.
Yeah, great weekend of racing. And last week we had another fill-up. We had Buffering and Snitsum on Friday night at Moonee Valley. And then Sunday at Caulfield we followed up with Shadow Margot and Moment of Change. And we had over $30 worth of value. And for all those smart followers out there, if you took the Quinella, Moment of Change with We're Gonna Rock, you got $19.50 for the Quinella. So if you loaded up on that, you got plenty in your pockets for this week. This week we come to you from Flemington, the venue of the Group 1 Turnbull Stakes over 2,000 metres. And who do you like this week, Lenny?
Special, Dave, on the bit, December draw. You know, I've been following this.
You've been waiting for this one?
Yeah, I've been waiting for him. 2 runs since a long break. He had a bit of an injury there, but his 2 runs this time in have been really good. He won the Turnbull last year. Track and distance here is 3 from 3. Mark Kavanagh reckons he's going better this time in. He's drawn the 3, should get a really nice run in behind Volici. And I just think he's just, when the whips are cracking, he's going to be really hard to hold out. I just think a mention to, he does, he loves Flemington, loves him. I think Linton's come back good. I really liked his run first up when he ran 4th, and if you remember, he ran 2nd at Shocking here in the Australian Cup, so he could get back to his best here.
Well, for me, I don't see how they can beat Volici personally. He meets them all better on weights for beating them last start, all but Ocean Park, who I think is just about the one to win the Cox Plate. All those Piero fans, watch out. He's suited by the 2,000 metres. He's a lot fitter. He's got Vlad Jurek on board who could ride broomstick at the moment to win. I just think Volici's on the bit. He's going to get a nice run off the pace. Yeah, I think he'll sprint and beat this on Saturday. December draw is definitely the danger. I think he'll improve with these 2 runs. He did actually, he had virtually a year off since last spring with that injury. So he will be on the pace, but I still think Volici will beat him over there. Green Moon. I'm just worried that Green Moon, this isn't his grand final, and I think his next start after this is where he's going to be really at his peak. I'm not sure where they're actually going. I'd rather see him go to the So they're mine for the weekend. In Sydney, we've got Super Saturday, and it's a great meeting in Sydney. And we've got the Group 1 Epsom handicap over the 1,600 metres. And who do you like in the Epsom, Lenny?
As always, these handicaps are tough races, but I'm sticking with Shootout. Loved his win first up against Rangi Rindu. Second up, he goes really good. Track and distance, loves it. He did run 2nd here to More Joyous and a Doncaster. I think he's going to be pretty hard to hold out. I think it's a danger. Secret Admirer, who runs this time in, it's very similar preparation to when she won the Epsom last time. And she's only gone up 1.5 kilos for winning it last time, so she's got to be right there. Yeah, both love Randwick, the Randwick Mile. I'm a big fan of Ambidexter here. Been carefully handled this preparation. I loved his win first up. I was on him first up. I reckon he's given him a light preparation. He's not running him too much and getting into his races fresh. The mile is going to suit him right down to the ground. I like Shootout, but I don't think he can give 6 kilos and beat him. He's going to get a great run midfield, and over the rise I think he'll sprint, and I think with the lighter weight he'll actually outsprint the Randwick favourites like Shootout and Secret Admirer. Shootout I think is the danger with 58. He's just a great horse, loves Randwick, loves the 1,600, and he's actually very good second up, and I think Chris Waller has also set him to run in this second up, so he'll be right in the finish again. We've also got the Group 1 Metropolitan in Sydney, so who do you like in the Metropolitan this week, Lenny? I actually made it my on the bit special, Glencadam Gold. Import, 3 from 3 here. Won the Newcastle Gold Cup, very impressive. Drops 5 kilos on that run. And what I like about him is he's just going to go to the front and he's going to dictate. And I think he's just going to be really hard to run down. And Gay Wardhouse is flying.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to lead them. Any dangers at all?
Oh, you'd have to have Lamasferi. You know, its form leading into this has been, you know, first rate. And his win last up was really good, so that'll be my danger.
Yeah, okay. Well, they are big chances. I think Permit is the one in this one. I reckon he's been aimed solely at this race. He's had 2 good runs the last 2 runs. He drops 5 kilos on those last 2 runs over distances that he's been building up on. He's been waiting for this 2400. He's won 3 from 4 at this distance. He loves the big Randwick track. And yeah, I think he actually got injured. He was favourite for the Sydney Cup last year. He got injured in that run, so forget about that. He'll settle back at midfield. I think Midas Touch will actually put a bit of pace in this, and I think it might upset Glencameron Gold a little bit, because Glencameron Gold got it all his own way last start. So I'm expecting a bit more pace in this race, and the ones sitting back to start come with a late run. So Corey Brown the ride. I like Permit, and I'm prepared to have a huge go at him at the each way odds at 10 to 1. So Permit's the only one for me. Stable news, Lenny. Any stable news?
Not a lot this week. Just looking forward to going to see our Gonski filly at Markdale with Dream Thoroughbreds this weekend. So, and also just gearing up for the ready to runs in New Zealand. We've got a 2-year-old Chinese Dragon colt that's been working along really nicely. So looking forward to seeing you boys on.
Yeah, we've got a stable visit out of Markdale on Sunday. We're going to see a couple of our new 2-year-olds coming through, the Gonski filly and the My Boy Charlie colt. We'll probably have a look at the few of the others there while we're there as well. We've got about a dozen people coming along, and a few people can't make it, but we'll take a lot of photos for everyone. Last week we had Flirtatious run second last week at Geelong. Had a bit of a tough run, 3 or 4 wide, finished on the last 200 really well. She'll take a lot of benefit from that run and step up to 1400 metres next start and be really hard to beat, I'd say. Then Chosen Moment, he had a crack of a run last week in the first at Moonee Valley. He got a little bit of a Pratt 600 out that set him back half a length. He was in a good posse before that, and that probably cost him the race. At the 200, he got off the rails and just flew the last 50 to just get beat about a nose. And he may head to the Blue Sapphire at Caulfield next Saturday. And then Fruling in the last, he ran really well in the JRA Cup. He ran 4th. I don't think Moonee Valley really suited him, and once he gets to the bigger tracks of Flemington and sort of even Caulfield, he'll be suited. He's actually going to the Herbert Power next week at Caulfield, and the big carrot for that is if he wins that Herbert Power, he goes straight into the Caulfield Cup. So that'll be living the dream. So we'll follow that. We'll give you a bit of an update next week on those ones. Value bets, Lenny. What's your value bets for the weekend?
Value bet for this weekend is at Flemington High Bell. Really like the way she closed in her first up run in the Let's Alone behind Zarella, the mare that you backed. She's drawn the car park, but the 14, if they can get across and push forward, it's not like the old 14 of Flemington days. You can win from that outside gate, so I think she's good value at the price. Having something on it.
I've got a couple for you, Flemington too. Race 2, number 7, Priority Road. I really like this horse. Won a maiden at Kilmore very softly last start. He's run some very encouraging races last autumn. One was at Flemington in a stakes race over 1400, came from last. Died on his run slightly and he finished 3rd. But I think he'll race a bit more handier this time, and I think he'll show to turn a foot at the 200, and he's on the bid for mine at $13. He's a bet to nothing each way for mine, so Priority Road. And one that I nearly made this my on the bid special. I just think this girl is a champion, and I'd be on. I think she's totally on the bid. Race 3, number 13, Villa Splendito. What a huge run she was first up in Sydney. She's come to Melbourne. She probably wasn't ready to run in the Edmund Manifold over 1600. She's actually running against Colts over 1400. And I'm telling you, I've got a huge opinion of this filly, and I think she just wins. She was $5.50 last night. I've just checked. She's $4.80 now. I'm telling you, get out to the TAB right now and get on this thing. She is on the bid. And also, she's $21 for the 1,000 guineas, and I would be backing her right now for the 1,000 guineas, because that 1,000 guineas is wide open now with Love Your Ransom, failing last week. So $20 to $1 each way. Get on right now. That's the 2 value bids for the weekend. So we've got our on the bid specials, Lenny. Now we're on a bit of a flyer with these. Last 2 weeks in a row, we've both got our on the bid specials up. So we're looking forward to who you got as your on the bid special this week, mate.
Which was Glencameron Gold.
Yep.
I'm going to have another stab at something, but I'll just have to think at the top of my head. But I was pretty happy with Glencameron Gold. Be honest, Dave. I think this import's got the runs on the board this time in.
Glencameron Gold. All right, that's fair enough. Even though I like Permit each way, but we'll see how we go. My on the bid special is race 4 in Sydney. Sorry, Randwick, race 4, number 10. I thought he actually was going to run in the Metrop. I thought he would have been a big chance in this Metropolitan. This horse actually, I think he actually goes a lot better the Sydney way of going rather than the Melbourne way of going. And the Team Williams have always taken him up to Sydney. His first 2 runs this campaign have been absolute crackers. One at Wait for Age here in Melbourne, and then he went to a race at, I think it was Randwick or Rosehill last start. He was unlucky, he was wide all the way, just got beat by Lamasery. The Hill Stakes, it was at Rosehill, and Lamasery just beat him in a driving finish, but he's staying at the 2000, he's at Weight for Age, they're all on 59 kilos, he gives no weight to them. I think he's the class horse in the race, and he wins on the bit for mine. He was $3.50 overnight, they've backed him into $3, I still think $3 is good value. Yep, on the bit, Moraine for mine. Off the bit, well, we missed it last week, we went for Cabayan, but in our defence, I do think it was a really bad ride by Kieran McAvoy on Albrecht. But anyway, we've been told we've got to be politically correct on this show, but unfortunately, we want to see people who's politically correct are watching the wrong show. So if we think it can't win, we're going to tell you it can't win. Anyway, this week, off the bit, who do you think?
I've gone Gay Waterhouse again, Dave.
We love spotting Gay Waterhouse, don't we?
I do.
She's in Sydney, so she can't get us.
Class is class in the Craven Plate.
Yep.
He's come up short. Bad gate, going to get back, and I think our other horse is going to really dictate Herculean Prince up front. So I think he's going to find it tough.
Yeah, he's against Moraine, so he's a bit short for mine too. I have sort of followed him, but I don't think he's as good as Moraine. I'm off the bit this week in the last at Flemington. I'm off the bit with Faulkner. I think he's off the bit. He's drawn barrier 15. Last start he won really well here over the 1400, but it was a really windy day last time at Flemington. So a lot of the horses who got back were really disadvantaged. He sort of sat just behind the pace and sort of looked really good, but I just think a few of those horses in that race were not unlucky, but will improve with the run. He's up 4 kilos on that run. For mine, his favourite, he's only $4 favourite, but still for mine, I'd be laying him. I think it's a very open race, and I think they could come from anywhere in that race. So I'll be laying Faulkner for this weekend. So good luck to everyone on the punt. It's a great weekend of racing. Everybody should be here at Flemington on Saturday to watch the Sydney races and bet on the Flemington races. So good luck on the punt, Lenny.
Good luck, Dave. Good luck to all of you guys.
Good luck. Hope you all have a fill up. See you next week.